In this video, we are going to be continuing with pie charts, and to really explain what I have for us in this video, I think we need to take an example. So let's take an example. The annual salary of Mr. Johnson Mohammed for 1986 was 12,000. How much did he invest in agriculture? Alright, let's solve this question. Now, before we solve, I need you to picture something. The total salary of this man, Mr. Johnson, is 12,000. Now, he divided this money to various things like education, agriculture, miscellaneous, food item, savings, and then maintenance, and we have miscellaneous. Now we are asked, how much did he allocate for agriculture? Does that make sense? So looking at the degrees for each of these expense, if you may, how much was allocated to agric? Can we solve that? Alright, let's solve. Now, to get how much was allocated to any of these expenses, all we need to do is to say the degree of the expense, or whatsoever it is. It might not be expense, it might be color, it can be anything. Degree all over. What's the total degree in a circle? 360 times the total. Does that make sense? So we can call this allocation to a segment. Allocation. So each of this allocation will be degree all over 360 times the total. So can we solve for how much he invested in agric? So it will be equals to, what's the degree for agric? 120 all over 360 times, what's his total salary? 12,000. I hope you know that that thing is 12,000.00. So it's like 12,000 naira, 0 kobo. So let's do this. 0 cancels 0. 12 year 1. 12 in 36 is 3. So we have 3. 3 year 1. 3 in 12 is 4. So we have 4,000. So it means that 4,000 naira was allocated to agric. Does that make sense? Now, if you are asked how much was allocated to savings, so that will be 43 all over 360 times 12,000. 0 cancels 0. 12 year 100. 12 year 3. 43 times 100 will give us 4,300 all over 3. 3 year 1. 3 in 4 is 1 remainder 1. 3 in 13 is 4 remainder 1. 3 in 10 is 3 remainder 1. 3 in 10 is 3 remainder 1. I put points, I add 0. 3 in 10 is 3, so it just keeps going. So it means that the amount allocated to savings is 1,433 naira and 3 kobo, or 3 kobo. Do you understand? Now, what of if you are asked how much was allocated to food items? Now remember the degree of food items, but in this case we're not given the degree for food items, so we need to first of all find the degree for food items. Remember, the total angles in a circle is 360 degrees. So to find the degree for food item, we add all the angles we're given and we subtract it from 360. Does that make sense? So let's try to do that. So we have 80 plus 120 plus 18 plus 30 plus 43. Now 8 plus 3 is 11, 1 carry 1. 1 plus 8 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 1 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15, 15 plus 4 is 19. So we have 9 carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have 291. So to get the degrees for food item, we do 360 minus 291. Borrow 1, we have 5. 10 minus 1 is 9. Borrow 1, we have 15. 15 minus 9 should give us 6. So it means the degrees for food item is 69 degrees. Does that make sense? So if I want to find the allocation for food item, I just do 69 over 360 times 12,000. 0 cancels 0. 12 here 100. 12 here 3. 3 here 1. 3 in 6 is 2. 3 in 9 is 3. So we are left with 23 times 100. That will give us 2,300 naira. Do you understand? So this is how to find the allocation for each of the segments in a pie chart. Let's take another example. Alright, so we have this question. The pie chart represents the fruits on display in a grocery shop. If there are 60 oranges on display, how many apples are there? Now if you look at this question, we have banana, we have orange, we have apple, we have pawpaw. Now instead of the examiners giving us the total number of fruits in the grocery shop, they gave us the number for a particular fruit, which is orange. And then they asked us to find how many apples are in the shop. Now before we can find how many apples are in the shop, we have to first of all use this information to find the total fruits in the grocery shop. Then we would be able to now find the number of apples in the shop. Can we do that? So let's solve this. Now don't forget that we said allocation for each segment equals to the degree over 360 times the total. Now let's do for orange, because we're given the number of oranges in the shop, so we can use this number of oranges to find the total number of fruits in the shop. Now remember, the number of oranges in the shop is 60, so allocation for orange is 60 equals to, what's the degree for orange? We don't know it, we're not given, but remember we can find it because the total angles in a cycle is 360 degrees. So all we need to do is to add what we're given and subtract from 360. 60 plus 100 is 160. 160 plus 120 is 280. So we have 360 minus 280. 0 minus 0 is 0. Borrow 1 here, we have 16. 16 minus 8 is 8. So it means the degree for orange is 80 degrees. So we have 80 over 360 times the total number of fruits in the grocery shop. Do you understand this? So we can have 0 cancels 0. 4 here 2. 4 in 36 is 9. So we have 60 equals to 2 over 9 times t over 1. Now let's complete it here. So we have 60 equals to 2 times t is 2t. 9 times 1 is 9. Remember, this is 60 over 1. We cross multiply. 2t times 1 will give us 2t equals to 60 times 9. I might decide not to multiply it just so that it can be easy for me to cut. If you multiply it, you still get the same answer. So I'll leave it as 60 times 9. Divide both sides by 2. I have total fruits in the grocery shop equals to 60 times 9 over 2. 2 here 1. 2 in 60 is 30. So I have total number of fruits in the grocery shop equals to 30 times 9. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 3 is 270. So we have 270 fruits in the grocery shop. But remember, we're told to find the number of apples in the shop. Now, to find the number of apples in the shop, don't forget allocation equals to degree over 360 times total. So number of apples equals to, what's the degree for apples? 120. So we have 120 all over 360 times, what's the total number of fruits in the shop? 270. Do you understand this? 0 cancels 0. 12 here 1. 12 here 3. 3 here 1. 3 in 27 is 9. So we have 90. It means that number of apples equals to 90. Do you understand this? So don't forget, when you are told to find the amount allocated to a segment in the pie chart, all you need to do is to do the degree all over 360 times the total. Now if you are not given the degree, you can find the degree by adding the ones you were given and subtracting from 360. Now the second thing we did in this video is that if you were not given the total, use the allocation of the segment given to find the total before you now use the total to find the allocation asked. Does that make sense?